Okay, good morning and welcome to Maseches Megillah, Daf Yomi, Daf Yud Ches, number 18, Chai. I think there was a story yesterday. Someone donated $180,000 anonymously to Queens College, I think it was, City College in New York. Mysterious donor, $180,000. I assume probably a Jewish guy. Who else is going to donate in units to 18? All right, I have an exciting daf for today. We'll start off with the 3 questions for today that'll be found in the daf. First of all, what name did God give to Yaakov Avinu? And side question from that is, how is it related to a fashion magazine? The second question is, how much of the Megillah has to be written when you read it? Do you need the whole Megillah to be written, or how much of it has to actually be written down? How much you could read about that from memory? And the third question is it ever allowed to write a Sefer Torah from memory? Is that ever allowed? All right, let's get started. The Ian with Ben Sion is going to be generated from the first question. It involves a lot of Amaretz, Aratzos, but you'll see it actually makes a lot of sense. I looked in the Chumash today, so it's going to be a good one. It's Meduyuk in the Chumash. All right, the Gemara says in the top line, second line of Daf Yomi, once David came, and he has the Melucha of base David, Tefillah comes next. Shemar Aviosim El Harakashi, V'simachtim B'beis Tefilasi. When I bring Klal Yisrael, there's reference to the Gula. Malchus base David takes over. Right when you enter Eretz Yisrael and the Gula happens, you appoint a king from Stamas Mashiach. Then you daven. Simachtim B'beis Tefilasi, a reference to davening. That's why you say the bracha of Shemay Tefillah. V'chein Shabbat Tefillah. Once Tefillah comes, Basa Avoda. Then the avoda of the Beis Hamikdash comes. That's the continuation of the previous pasuk, reference to Karbanos. Avoda. Once you do avoda, basa toda, thanksgiving to Hashem. Someone who says thank you to Hashem, will honor Him. Toda is also a korban. It means 2 things: thanksgiving. Also, you got korban toda. That's the connection between them. It's a korban, also thanksgiving. That's why you say modim anachlach maro lomar birchas kohanim achar hoda. Why did duchane happen after the birchas hoda? The chesiv ayisa Aaron es yadav ela'av ayivarchem ayered ma'asos achatos. That Aaron went down after he blessed Klal Yisrael, and he brought a korban chatas and ola shlomim ema kodem avoda. To say that first he blessed him and then he did the avoda. So the avoda should be really the second thing. Should be after the Birkas Kohanim. So the Gemara says lo sagadaitach l'siv ayered me'asos with the mem hachatas miksiv lasos, to say in order to do, he went down from the Zbeach to do avoda, from the duchan to do avoda me'asos ksiv. After the avoda ve'emra le'malachar avoda. So therefore, say it after avoda. Say after ritzei, bracha ritzei, you should immediately say Birkas Kohanim. Lo sagadaitach l'siv zoveach toda. It says zoveach toda. Toda, I guess a double connotation against avoda and modim of thanksgiving to Hashem. Why are you relying on that pasuk? Smochahai. Rely on the other pasuk that directly connects Birkas Kohanim with avoda. Stabra avoda v'hoda chada milsi. That's really avoda, doing the korbanos, and hoda is really one thing, emphasized by the fact there is such a thing as a korban toda, which means thanksgiving, and also is a korban. That's one thing. They go together, and then afterwards you have Birkas Kohanim. Umaro lomer sim shalom achar Birkas Kohanim. Why the last bracha of Shema Esrei says sim shalom? Why is that last? You, the Kohanim, bless Klal Yisrael, and Hashem says, I'll bless them. Bracha dakash baruch hu shalom. What is the blessing of Hashem? It's peace, that He brings peace to people. Shneimar Hashem yivarech samu v'shalom. The bracha of Hashem One of the greatest blessings in the world is peace. No milchamos, no machlokas. Learned yesterday that Shvius, like this year is Shvius, there'll be milchamos, and then in the Shminis, the year after Shemitah, there'll be Ben David Ba. Milchamos either can mean literally wars, or it could mean disagreements. If Klal Yisrael is united as one force, there'll be milchamos, and ultimately there'll be peace. That's the bracha of Hashem. Shenemar Hashem yivarech zamo, Hashem bless His nation with peace. Once, like we said, that 120 of the Anshe Knesset Dola, and some of them were in Nevi'im, they made tefillah. I'll say there. This is talking about either the period between the two Beis HaMikdash, or the late first Beis HaMikdash, or maybe the second Beis HaMikdash. Shimon HaPakuli, who lived after the destruction of the second Beis HaMikdash, my history, what did he do? What did he accomplish? It was already set in stone. Shechum, because of Yistum, they forgot, according to our school, means they forgot the order of the brachos, or it means they forgot the words of the brachos, forgot something, and he went ahead and he rearranged it. Mikan ve'elach, also l'saper b'shivcha shakash baruch. After you're done davening Shemona Esrei, you can't praise Hashem anymore. Who's the one that gives infinite praise of the powers of Hashem? Yashmiya kol tilaso. Someone who could actually say all of the praise of Hashem. It's impossible to say all the praise of Hashem. The only person that could constantly talk about the greatness of Hashem is somebody that could say all his praises. I'll say my 2 cents over here. A lot of the Musar Shmuzim today talk about the greatness of Hashem and His tremendous abilities and the milas of Hashem and how we have to love Hashem. And like the book says, who loves me the most in the world? There's a book, kid's book, who loves me more than my parents, more than my grandparents, more than my wife? Hashem. Hashem loves you the most. I guess these fall into categories of praises of Hashem. Don't say them. Don't say anything about Hashem. You don't have to. You can mention. You can acknowledge that you believe in God, but don't talk about the praise of Hashem. That's some foolish Gemara over here. So the Gemara says, "Amar Rabbi Chanan Bar Yochanan Mesaper b'shivcho shal Kadosh Baruch Hu Yosem Midai Nekra Ben Olam." Someone who speaks excessively of the praise of Hashem will be uprooted from this world. Shenemar Yisupar Lo Ki Adaber. Yisupar Lo Ki Adaber Im Amar Ish Ki Vola. Should we talk about him? We should be constantly. You're giving a share here.
Want to give us share?
I'm giving a share. If you want to listen, you can listen. But you're gonna have to move the share. Apparently, they're giving a share in here. So we're gonna move for a second to a different room. No, I didn't turn on the heat, no. There we go, we're moving, we're on the move. Different room. I'm gonna go to the Heichal Nosson Tzvi, named after the late Rosh Hashiva Nosson Tzvi Finkel from the Mir, where I learned for a couple of years. Hey, here's my friend. I forget your name always. I always forget your name. What's your name? Yitzchak? Yeah. Yitzchak, my friend Yitzchak. Maybe you'll join me for a shot of whiskey. Scotch. You want some scotch? No? Alright. Found a place over here. Ready to get back into it. Different lighting in here. All right, so the Gemara says you don't speak excessively of Hashem's praise. Super low ki adaber. If you speak about Him, say His praises, you'll be ishki vala. You'll be swallowed up. Yehuda from the village of Giboraya. What does he say? What does it say in the pasuk? For you, silence is praise. Sama the kula mashtoka. The medicine for everything is being silent. Don't say excessive praise. Hashem kiyasar of dimi amri marava mila besela. Talking about Hashem's praises is worth 1 sela, 1 coin. Mashtoka betraying, but to be silent of Hashem's praises is worth 2 coins. Kara pelo yatza. If you read it by heart, you're not yotze minal. And how do you know if you read it al peh, the Megillah, you're not yotze? Amarava ask is zechira zechira. Gzera shav is zechira zechira. It says in the Megillah, the days of punishment. Remember, we see Hassam in regards to Amalek. It says in the Sefer Torah, Ksav zo zikaron b'sefer. He's writing zikaron in the Sefer. Ma'ala halan b'sefer, just like over there, it has to be read from a Sefer. Afkan b'sefer held to a Megillah, has to be read from actual words written down. Amay dehai zechira kriya. How do you know the zechira means reading it out loud? Maybe it just means contemplating it, thinking about it. It says zachar. Yachal b'leiv. You might think Zachar Amalek is talking about mentally. It says don't forget about it. It says don't forget about it. You have to think about it, contemplate it. Why do you have an extra word Zachar? Tell you that when you read Parsha Zachar, it has to be read from a Sefer Torah, verbally. Kara Targum lo yatsa. If you read it in Aramaic, you're not yotze. Hechi dami. What's the case? It's written in Hebrew, and you just say by heart in Aramaic. That's saying it not from the Ksav, not from the Sefer. It's talking about where it's written in Aramaic, and you write it, and you say it in Aramaic. That's talking about that's not yotze. You're not yotze because that's not ashuris, like we're going to see. Hey, you can read it for foreigners, people who speak a different native language. You can read it in their native language. We said in the Mishnah that you read it in any language, you're not yotze. We're talking about over here. Luz Balaz is talking about for Greek people. You can read it for Greek people. What's the case? It's written in Hebrew, Vikari la Yavonis, and he reads it in Greek. Hainu al peh. That's saying it not from the Ksav. It's reading it from memory. Amar Ravach, Amar Velazar, Ksuva Balaz Yavonis. It's talking about where it's written in Greek and you read it in Greek. Amar Ravacha, Amar Velazar, Minayin Shakar Kadosh Baruch Hu Yaakov El. This is a similar teaching in the name of the previous rabbi. How do you know Hashem called Yaakov El? He gave him the name of El. Shenemar v'yikra lo El Elohei Yisrael. V'yikra lo El. Someone called El. Who called someone El? Who called Yaakov El? Elohei Yisrael, the God of Yisrael. D'yistak adaitach mizbeach kerel Yaakov El. If you think the v'yikra lo that Yaakov called the mizbeach El, it should have said v'yikra Yaakov. It should say that Yaakov called it. Why did it say v'yikra lo without saying Yaakov's name? Yeah, El v'yikra Yaakov El. Moving me away from all my places. I got kicked out from the Aga. I got kicked out from here. Listen, we should have like a runoff, like a competition between the best shiurim. My shiur against Rabbi Wittau, against Rabbi, what's his name, Leibowitz, and we'll decide who gets the right to use the room, then who gets kicked out. It's not fair. Moving again. Alright. Alright, we're going to move one more time. We'll move to the base matters now.
Golos.
Wait, here's the Maggid Shir. What's your name? What's your name?
Nassim Meir.
Nassim Meir. Nassim Meir. Ulam medaber Anglit.
Yes, I'm speaking English.
You speak English? All right. Here's the Rosh Cholah kicked me out. All right, listen. If I donate some money to the kollel, I get to keep the room? No? If I donate $1,000 a month, does that work? $1,000 a month. Come on, I'll help you out. All right, they do it l'shma, not for money. L'shma. All right. I'm gonna go back to my seat here in the base medrash. Alright, we're back. This is kind of crazy. We kicked out 2 base medrashes. People, it's not right. Alright, let's try to finish this shir. So he called him El. Oh, Shmuel's here. This is crazy. I got kicked out of 2 base medrashes, the Agaf and Hakamas and Tzvi. And he said that even if I gave the kollel $1,000 a month, they would still not let me use the Hakamas and Tzvi. You know that? That's right, with Dale.
No.
$1,000?
The 9:30.
What 9:30?
9:30 tonight.
Yeah.
In that room, there's a controller. Rabbi Wickdow was giving you, and I know how much you want. You treasure.
I'm sick of cholent. I eat it every Thursday night. All right.
You don't have to hear the cholent. You could listen to the. You could have to eat the.
I'm more interested in the cholent than the shir. I'm not interested in the cholent, so call home with the shir. All right. Come on, we got to do this. Good to see you, Shmuel, back.
Okay, I don't want to. You're in the middle. I see.
You can sit down. You can sit
down. In another 10 minutes.
I have 10 minutes to do this. All right, we got to do it quick. All right. All right. So he called him El. Mikar El Elohei Yisrael. Who called him El? Who called him El? Elohei Yisrael. Hashem called him El. So this would answer the first question. The name of Yaakov Avinu, one of the names of Yaakov Avinu was El. Now, what is significance to a fashion magazine? What's the connection to a fashion magazine? The name of Yaakov was El. First, very quickly, is the English Stino for today. It says in Perek Lamed Beis of Rashis that Yaakov overcame the Sar Shal Esav, right? He fought with the Malach. And then he says he called him Yisrael after that because Sarita Imelukim Imanushim Batochal, right? So he's Sar, Yash, sounds like Sar, Sarai, Yashar. And then after he met the actual Esav, and he got him to make up with him, sort of, and then he blessed Hashem, and he built him Zimbeach, and Hashem called him El, like the Gemara says over here. So there were 2 things. There was the Ruchniistic Esav and the physical Esav. The Ruchniistic Esav, you overcome being Yashar, having good midos. Yashar, trying to strike a balance between good midos with Hashem and being a fair person with people. That's Yashar, Sarisa. You also get Sarah as a wife. And Kel, he was called because, like Elle, the fashion magazine, a French fashion magazine, which means she, which was founded in 1945 by a Jew, founded by a Jewish couple. Elle, one of the oldest fashion magazines, which literally means in French, it means she or he. So that refers to the goof. That's after he defeated the physical Esav. That's the beauty of the goof, of the body, which the magazine details. So that's by Sisa Yashar Vatov. Yashar is to be fair with people, and Tov is to seek the beauty of the goof. You should enjoy the beauty of this world, and that's a female version of the person. Every person is Zachar and Akiva Baram. Hashem made a man and a person, a man and a woman together. The spiritual, the ruchnis of a person is a man. That's Yashar, and the Kel, the female part of the person, is the goof. There you go. You have it for today.
Sounds very
That was an amazing shot. I really can't believe I said that. That was really good. All right.
It was really strange.
Okay. We have a lot to do here. I have 10 minutes left. 8 minutes, and I don't know how the heck I'm going to do this. The Brisa says you read it in any of these languages, you're not Yotzei. So it says, even in Yavanis, you're not Yotzei. The Gemara says, "Hello, Dami El Laha, Giptis Legiptim, Ivris Leivrim, Ilmis Leilmim, Yavanis Leivanim Yotza." If you read these foreign languages to the people that speak that language, you are Yotzei. So, Ihaki Rav Shmuel, my Mukdal Masis and Balaz Yavanis, look what Michal was. Why do they say only Greek could be Yotzei? Greek reading in Greek, any language, if it's not your native language. Oh, Masisa Kabraisa. And the Mishnah is like the Braisa, which says that if you read for any foreigner in his language, they can be Yotzei. But Yidmar, Rav Shmuel, what are Rav Shmuel adding? Ba'alma Yidmar, they're talking about something else. Rav Shmuel, Damit Ravayu, Laz Yavanim El Chol Kosher. To read it in Greek, it's kosher for even a person who doesn't natively speak Greek. He doesn't understand. Laksan Yavanis is Yavanim, but the Braisa says only Greek for Greeks. In the Chuliam Lo, only for those people, but everyone else no. You know, Dharma Shimon Rabbi Shmuel said like possible Shimon Leo. It's not Shimon Leo, Asfar Material Jetval Yavanis. Even the Tanakh can only be written in Hebrew and Greek. They allow Greek also. They want Allah Shimon. Say the Allah Shimon Leo as opposed to Rabbanon, they say only Ashuris. That's only the rest of Tanakh. Aval Megillah says it has to be written in the language of the Jews, Hebrew, and Molo. You can't read it. You can't write it in Yavanis. Kamash Malan, you could. If you hear it in Hebrew, you also even don't understand them. You don't know what they're saying. It's just like women and Amei Ares. Shmuel, get in the picture. All right. Shmuel's here. It's just like women and Amei Ares. They have no idea what's going on. They didn't have Beis Yaakov back then. I don't know if we should have Beis Yaakov. They don't understand. They must Ravina. We don't even know. Even men don't know what Achsharanim and Rashi is. The Megillah says it refers to very fast horses. Camels. Rather, the real answer is that you read the Megillah to Mefarsi the Nes to talk about the miracle, and people ask each other what happens. So you figure out what happened. Mitzvah is to read in Hebrew, which is the Jewish language, and you'll find out about it. So if you read it, Sirugin Yatsa, they didn't know, the rabbinical scholars didn't know what Sirugin meant. They heard the maidservant, the maid in the house of Rebbe, the common Rabbanan, the students are coming in, some at a time, one after another. Why do you come a little bit at a time, one group after another group? They didn't know what pickles meant. He was spreading out his pickles at until when you're cutting up your pickles very fine. They didn't know what that meant. He was curling his pace. When are you turning over? You're curling your hair. What does that mean? I was going with a certain Arab merchant. I was carrying a very heavy package. He said, take your burden, your package, and throw in my camel. What does that mean? Take your broom and sweep up the house. It means that Hashem will destroy them, sweep them up. If you read it, Sirugin, you're Yotzei. Write a little bit at a time, and you stop in between. The top of your Chedam and Beis, Kara Sirusim Yotzei. If you read it out of order, like the Mishnah said, you're not Yotzei. Ramuna Amar, Yishum Rabbi Yehuda, Ach Sirugin Imshak, De Ligmar Eskula, Chozer LaRosh. Even if you read it, you stop and you start again. If you waited the amount of time it takes to finish the whole thing between as a pause, that's too long, and you have to go back to the beginning. Rabbi Yosef Alacha, Karamun, Alacha, follows Ramun, Sham Mishim Rabbi Yehuda. Amalei Abayla, Rabbi Yosef, Vice Rabbi Yosef, They Ligmar Eskula Mehecha Dekai. Let's say, what does it mean from where you are? Let's say you're halfway through the Megillah, that amount of time, from halfway through the Megillah to the end. Adel Rachel Sefer, does it mean the time it takes to read the whole Megillah? Amalei Rachel Sefer, it means the time it takes to read the whole Megillah. Because otherwise, there's no real shear, it just depends on where you are, and that couldn't be the midah of Chachamim. Amar Rabbi Abba, Amar Yirmi Bar Abba, Amar Rabbi Alacha, Ramuna, Alacha, Ramuna, V'Shmuel, Amar Ein Alacha, Ramuna. Alacha does not follow Ramuna. Surah Masnu Hachi, that's what they taught him Surah. But Medisa Masnu Hachi, Medisa they taught Amar Rav Gana, Amar Rav Alacha, Ramuna. There's no difference, just who is Rav Kahana saying this, the other instead of the other rabbi. Shmuel Rav Shmuel says the Rav Nali Rav Bibi Masi Rav Bibi taught the other way around. Rav doesn't follow Shmuel says that if you're shocked at the Kula, you are not Yotzei Ramuna. Rav Yosef Nikot Rav Yadkar. He says, take the shira, the teaching of Bibi in your hand as the final psak. The Shmuel who the Chayish Shmuel is the one who's concerned for a minority opinion. The son Shomer Siyam Shkidish Achvaz Achosa Mishum Yudam Seira Amru Omru Ham Hishas Achecha Yudal Maisa Amar Shmuel Acher Yudam Seira. Regards to the case of Shomer's Yibum, Shomer's Yavam is a woman who's waiting for Yibum. Rabbi Yehuda Meseira holds that there's a zika, there's a connection between all the brothers and the Shomeres Yavam, not just one brother in the Shomeres Yavam, not just a case of one brother waiting for the Yavam. There's multiple brothers, there's a zika there. So therefore, his Mekadesh her shows the problem of Achaz Kukaso, can't marry the sister of the woman who is the Shomeres Yavam, because that's like, it's the Rabbanan of marrying sisters. So therefore, if they wait for the older brother, either do Chalitza or Yibum, and once he does Chalitza or Yibum, then Shomer Yisrael is out of the picture, and he can go ahead and marry the woman he was Mekadesh. Well, it said the Lakshmi Meseira, there is a Zika even for multiple brothers. That's the Chumrah. Shmuel's like, Taravan Hishme Ba Sofer Osios Psukim Mekarna Korek Meturgaman Metargim Yatza. If the person, the scribe who wrote the Megillah, left out letters of Psukim and you read it by heart, you're Yotzei. Mesi Ve'ayub Osios Medushta Shosham Mekuros. Some of the letters were, not, they're missing some of the ink, or they're mekuros, they're edged out, or they're mekuros, or they're ripped. Imrishuma nikar, if you can read them, psula, and if you can't read them, psula, so you're not yotze. It's talking about if part of the Megillah, less than half, is not there, then you can read it by heart. The whole Megillah you can't read by heart, like it says in the Mishnah, you can't read it by heart. If the person who wrote the Megillah left that one pasuk, you shouldn't say, sorry, a person who's reading the Megillah didn't say one pasuk. You shouldn't say, I'll finish the Megillah, it's cool, I'll finish the Megillah, and then I'll read that pasuk. You read that pasuk, and then you continue the Megillah. As you go into the shul, he finds the congregation, they read half the Megillah. You shouldn't say, I'll read the last half of the Sibur, then I'll read the first half. You have to read it in order. If you read it while you're dozing off, what's called dozing off? He's awake, but he's not awake. He's sleeping when he's not sleeping. He's awake, he's not awake. The Karleva, you call his name, he'll answer. But you can't think anything of reason. When you tell him logic, he remembers. What's the case? He's saying over one pasuk, and he writes it. What does it matter if he's mechaven to be yotzei al pehu? You can't write the Megillah. You can't say the Megillah by heart. Really, he writes one pasuk, and then he reads it. The halach is you have to read the whole Megillah. Even the Man Damar will see later on who says you only have to start reading the Megillah Ish Yehudi, but the Eved Sricha Shtei Ksuva Kula has to be entirely written. Now the Man Megillah Kamei, it's talking about when the Megillah is in front of him, the Kari Lamina Psuka, and he's reading each pasuk, and then he's Kibachav Libo because of La Le Messiah Le the Rav Rachana. This is for Rav Rachana. The Amar Rav Rachana Yochanan also lifted Osaka Shalom Nachta. It's also to write even one letter if it's not previously written down. Dilma, the Gemara says maybe it's not really true that halacha. It's just the case in the Mishnah is where he happens to have Megillah in front of him. All right, we're going to stop here because of all the distractions. We'll be on Gufa. We'll try to make it up tomorrow. Have a good day.